we're checking in with Too Much TV
and Too Little Time.
What's going on? We took off about a week.
Sorry.
We had so much going on.
A lot going on.
Traveling, and then entirely Too Much TV and Too Little Time, literally. Like,
it was a little overwhelming.
It was overwhelming last week and this week, just catching up. So
and TV was actually pretty good this week.
It was very good. So you guys get comfortable, grab you a drink, because we got a lot to talk about. So we're gonna jump into Sunday. Last 2 weeks we had, last week we had part 3 of Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
What did you?
Too long.
Let me tell you, I enjoyed it, but I'm going to say this, and I'm not afraid to say this, but I do not agree with Nene. I did not feel bad for her. Mm-hmm. If I was there, I would have been just like Candy. Yeah, I would have sat on that couch and was just like, do your thing, girl. And my main reason is because she's never addressed her wrong in the situation. Mm-hmm. She's never said, hey, ladies, look, you know, as a child, I was abandoned by my mom. I've been through this and been through that. And so I hurt people because I hurt. Mm-hmm. She never admitted that. Mm-hmm. And I think I would have accepted that from Nene and would have moved on. But she was still acting as a victim. Yeah. You know?
She played the victim.
The victim instead of owning what she did and apologizing to the girls for being that bully and mean girl that she is. So, Nene, go on. I don't care.
I thought it was very, very dramatic, and I agree with Neesh. Like I didn't feel for her on the surface, but when I took a step back and I thought about it, and I was like, okay, I can understand her, and I can understand why she acts the way she does, because you know it's a front for all the pain she probably has inside. So I get it on that level, but it does not justify what she does, what she says. Like, if anything, all that she's been through should humble her, and it just turns her into like
a mean girl, which I understand.
Yeah,
but on that.
Yeah,
and not one
and that's
time
she doesn't say it. She doesn't own it, apologize.
She doesn't own it or apologize, but she is a mean girl.
Yeah,
and her relationship with Cynthia, and kudos to Cynthia, because that's a really different. Because even through all of that, she still was there for her and still comfort her, because Cynthia really knows her pain and what she goes through. But I promise you, after that, Nene probably have never acknowledged that or even apologized to Cynthia.
Didn't thank Cynthia about being there, nothing, any of that.
And I like Cynthia's how she stand up for what she believes in.
Somebody didn't give her a pep talk, and she is a new woman.
Peter putting it down or something. Something going on, because that's a new woman, and I really respect how she handled Nene. So
that was interesting, and I'm still confused by Cynthia's and Nene beef. Cynthia sat there and explained how they fell out, and I still was confused. So I mean, I'm glad it's over, because I'm very confused by it. But we will say, and this is totally unrelated to the reunion, but Candy had a birthday recently, and Phaedra was there. So that really touched our heart. I'm so glad.
Because if you know what I know from the escape days and what's going on, they say Candy hold a grudge. And she does not play when it comes to her friends nor her family. So don't cross that line.
Yes,
that's really good line.
Yeah, and so at the end of part 3 reunion, they hugged it out, and I guess everyone is on, you know, some type of cordial level, you know, at least to deal with each other. But I'm glad it's over. Like, a 3-part reunion, shoot me in the head. Like,
I enjoyed it.
It was long, but the meat of everything didn't even happen until part 3. Like, y'all could have spared me part 1 and part 2.
Yeah,
but I'm glad
it wasn't better than last year, but it was good.
No, last year we'll top the reunions. Reunions.
Well, reunions are the Full Housewives, but
yes, of Atlanta.
Yeah,
it was really good. And also on Sunday, now y'all know I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. No, but Neesha sat me down in front of the TV and made me watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the part 1 and part 2
of Bruce, about
the Bruce special. It was called About
Bruce.
Touching.
I loved it. I have, like, y'all gonna kill me for all my other Kardashian haters, but I have a new respect for the Kardashian family.
I do too.
I guess we were able to see them as like humans instead of the Kardashian clique or the Kardashian family. But I really, really enjoyed that, and I really have a new respect for Kylie. I really have a new respect for Kim. And I just allowing us to see their vulnerable side, and how they are really compassionate about their dad and they love their dad.
They love their dad.
I really enjoyed it, and I'm just so happy. Like it just opened. I learned a lot from that special too, because just with the transgender community, I was able to see what exactly Bruce is going through, how it makes it feel like it's like a death in the family while that person is transitioning. It's very emotional.
Overwhelming.
And so I learned a lot from that episode, and I'm excited for everyone. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually excited for Bruce. He looks actually pretty happy.
He's so
comfortable.
Happy. And the part 1 and part 2 series basically goes through Bruce, kind of I guess the breakdown of communication is now the girls know that he likes to do this, but they were kind of just coping with the fact that that's what he liked to do, and eventually maybe in 5 years or so he might go through with the surgery of, fully transitioning. But it comes out that he's about to do it like within the next couple of months. So it really kind of creates another barrier for them, because they're like, okay, we're okay with it, we want to support you, but you're not keeping us in the loop about the time frame.
And we see that, of course, Chloe has one of the biggest issues with, well, not issue, she supports Bruce, but deep down inside, I think Chloe is really hurt. That she took her father's death hard, and it's like she's losing another dad. So, and then she's losing a husband. I mean, she lost her husband, and she's losing her brother. Okay. But there's a lot of men in her life that let her down, and so she took it the worst. And I think she handled herself really well.
I think they all did, and they really just support him. I definitely have a newfound respect for Chris. I've always thought Chris was a bad bee. Like, I mean, I have never seen a momager like kicking and moving.
And
like
it still looks good.
Looks flawless all the time, but you see her be very, very vulnerable in this episode, and really her just talk freely and kind of pour out her heart, and she just cries. She just cries so much.
And all the tears were real.
It's her. It just seems like it's very, very painful for her, and I can only imagine. But I do think they're handling it very well. I hate that they have to do it publicly, because I feel like that's like 10 times, the stab to the heart. But I think Bruce is doing the best that he can. And that's why I really have respect for him, because not only does he have to admit that he's felt this way all these years, and then he has to admit that he's going through with it, and he has to deal with the physical changes that he's going to have to deal with, but then the emotional transition with his family, and then the ridicule from the public. So that's like a triple threat, and he's holding it together.
I recant my statements, guys. I do think this is real. Like Wendy Williams say, we're women, so we can change our mind. Okay? I changed my mind, and I think this is real. I think there's no more public. They're not doing this for the public's eye. I think this is something that Bruce has been dealing with for a really long time. I mean, when we think back, we think about when he shaved his Adam's apple. And who does that? Who does that? Those are signs.
And we just totally missed it.
And we missed that sign. So just simple things like that. I take my stuff back, y'all.
But part 2 does end on a nice note. You see Kim come over to Bruce's Malibu house, and she wants to see like some of the wardrobe for her, which is who Bruce will be. And he just lights up. Like, he's so happy, and he pulls out this rack, and he's like, well, this is the shirt, and this is a dress, and I got these shoes to match. And she's going through the wardrobe.
And you can tell Kim is trying to be happy for him, but deep down inside, it's still a struggle.
It's kind of shocking.
It's shocking. It's shocking for her, because she's like, wow, I'm really looking through female clothes with my dad, So, but she's handling really well. I respect her for even going over there, because that probably made his whole week.
He was so
really happy,
excited, and like, ooh, but let me show you this. Ooh, let me show you this.
And he was open to like changing his
Yeah, she was like, Bruce, you gotta throw this out. This is not chic. And he was like, I kind of liked it. It was comfortable. And he was like, okay. So, it just, if you guys get a chance to check it out. It was really good.
It made me view the Kardashian family differently. And even when I felt like, even now when they recently, Kendall and Kylie introduced Kanye West at the Billboard Awards, and they were booed by the audience. And I actually felt bad for them. Any other time, like, boo! But I actually felt bad. Just because I feel like I know them a little bit more, because they let us into another side that we usually don't see. So,
it was really
good. So, shout out to the Kardashian family. We are rooting for you, Bruce. And
I can't wait to meet her either. I wonder what her name is going to be.
I'm scared to meet her, but I'll be ready.
I think it'll be interesting. So if you guys get a chance, check that out. And also on Sunday, circling back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta chain, Candy's new show.
I love it.
Candy's family ski trip premiered on the 17th. Oh,
well, Erica, let me tell you.
My gosh.
There's 3 characters that is going to, for me, 3.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to really make this season interesting. Well, these 3 episodes interesting. Todd's new assistant.
Hilarious.
Don Juan.
Hilarious.
And Bertha for me.
Showing her tail.
Bertha. Well, first of all, Todd's assistant is just hilarious.
So Todd, if you guys follow the show, follow the family, he's been getting a lot of business out in LA. So he's back and forth by coastal. So when he's in LA, of course he's working, so he hires an assistant. And he comes on the trip. Let me tell y'all what he do when there. Mind you, Candy's family and Todd's family came. So I think it was about a total about like 15 to 18, 20 people. Yeah. They all get off this plane, and Todd's assistant greets the whole group, but only has tea and emergency for Todd, Candy, Riley, and Kayla. And so Candy's aunts don't play that. So they like, well, where my tea at? Like, and he genuinely, I think it was from the heart, but he totally
he dropped the ball.
Okay,
and he need to know what the family he going into before he do stuff like that. But it was a funny episode. I mean, it was so funny. It was really entertaining. You laughed, you cried. But it was really, really good. Don Juan is just like the comic relief with the whole show. Yes, and
Don Juan is Candy's general manager of Candy's businesses. But he's been with Candy for years, and I'm assuming he started off somewhere like an assistant, so he knows some of the similar duties that Todd's assistant is handling. But Todd's assistant is Caucasian, so he never met Candy's aunts and all this other stuff.
He want to rub her feet.
Bertha had an attitude from hell, honey, and
I love
he was trying to make Bertha. He was like, why don't you try to eat some food? Everything. Bertha like, no, I don't know. He's like, well, let me massage your feet. Pulls out some lotion. Child, Bertha was ready to kick that little boy off the mountain. Like, they're hilarious. And Don Juan sitting at the bar eating chicken, just cracking up laughing because he knows this little white boy is thinking.
It's not good for him.
So
I'm excited to see what the family. We hope they mend and blend well.
Oh yes, so we had that little cute song.
So I'm rooting for the family. I really hope that everything works out at the end. Like they're able to actually retreat and refresh and regroup and just come back to Atlanta as one big happy family. So
and you see Mama Joyce kind of, she's not popping off anything. It seems like she's doing good, but from the previews we do see she turns up a little bit.
But even at the beginning of this episode when she really gave Todd a hug.
Yeah, she did give him a real hug. It seems meaningful. So we hope they really do. This trip brings them together, and if y'all get a chance, please watch it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't gonna watch it. I was just like, this is not gonna be interesting, but it's hilarious.
And I love Candy and her family, so they're really good.
We really enjoyed it, so we'll be tuned in next week.
Watch it. It's so funny.
So Monday, oh my gosh. we have so many shows on Monday, but we're gonna start off with Teen Mom OG. First
Our
off,
favorite.
I'm upset that the season finale is next week.
And we didn't even know. Like, it just caught us off
I
guard.
feel like it wasn't that many episodes.
I wonder if they're gonna have a reunion.
They probably will. Maybe because Macy's pregnant. I don't know. But these last 2 weeks, so much has happened. One thing I am a little disappointed. I think last week, or I don't know if it was this week, Macy was talking to a friend, and if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of the season, she was only one semester away from graduating from college. And she decides not to finish the semester because she's pregnant and it's just a lot going on. And that hurt me, my heart. Like, we've been following Macy since she was 16. And she's been trying to finish school for so long, and she gets this close and doesn't finish the semester. And Macy, please, you're so close. Just finish school. We support you.
But let me tell you something. Last week was the best Teen Mom episode. I really liked this this new way that they're showing Teen Mom. They're actually breaking down. They call it the brick wall or something, where they couldn't seem like they had contact with the producers and the cameramen, but now they're able to communicate with them on the TV show. So this season, they actually brought all the Teen Moms together to New York for a photo shoot.
And for press.
Press for the new season. And this will be the first time the girls will be seeing Farrah. Oh, and it popped off. Okay?
In the conference room of some press media thing they were doing.
But Farrah was just pissed at Macy.
Farrah sees the trailer and finds out that Macy... Well, she sees the trailer, but I think the producer also told her that she was taking a backseat to the show because Farrah was back. And so, of course, that I think it low-key pissed Farrah off. But if anything, she takes it as like, oh, well, they just haters, like, whatever, Macy. So Macy comes in the conference room. And Farrah, being smart, says, Macy, what are you doing here? I thought you weren't doing the show anymore.
And Erica, let me tell you something. I wish I was in that room at that time. Because I would have just...
And Macy, I feel like you should have. I wanted you to pop off just a little bit.
And she's a real mom, okay?
She is a real mom.
And so she can't pop off like that. But she was willing to actually sit in a room with her and Farrah and talk to her. But that didn't work because Farrah is just so easily to pop off.
And she was mouthing.
But I'm going to tell you one thing I did not like the episode. Why does Amber's boyfriend have the nerve to, like, why does he feel he has to say everything or be involved with everything? They're sitting in the conference room, he's there, voicing his opinion. He's there at the meetings. Like, go away, sir. Like, go away, old man.
Old man, like you're entitled to
old man. Like,
involved.
You have no opinion or anything. Like, everybody's been doing this for years. Like, mind your business. You just met these girls. You don't know the background story. Go find somebody your own age.
He's annoying.
Yeah.
We also see Farrah's new boyfriend. He's kind of in the picture.
I like him.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. I don't like them together. I don't understand how he puts up with Farrah. But also in this week, apparently, a couple months before, Ryan gets in a very bad accident. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt. He totals his car. And this week, Macy and Billy also get in a car accident.
It's really bad.
And it's very bad, but luckily they walked out with just a couple scratches. I believe her Jeep tumbled like a couple times. And you see Macy and Ryan talking. Ryan's girlfriend is there. Macy's boyfriend is there. And Ryan is just totally... like unbothered by the fact that he didn't have a seatbelt on. He's like, I never wear my seatbelt.
I don't think Ryan realized that he's a parent.
Yes, and he admits that there's been times where he's had Bentley in the car and Bentley wasn't in his seat. His like taller seat. And if he wasn't in his seat, he wouldn't have his seatbelt on. Like Bentley's like 5, I believe. Like entirely too young. You're getting in car accidents, like
he's speeding.
He's
always speeding.
Bentley needs a seatbelt, and Ryan, you need a seatbelt. You're a parent. Like, Macy was really caught off guard. So, Ryan, if you ever want to keep seeing your child, like, man up, what are you doing? Get it together. Like, Ryan, you're losing right now.
But this week we also seen Amber go to Las Vegas. She did a little vacation with
because she finally gets off parole.
Yeah,
and she decides to take a trip with her fiance.
Let's give him a name. Oh man.
ODB, Old Dirty Bastard.
Okay. ODB. So she takes a trip with this ODB and to Las Vegas, and she's having a good time. But what we didn't know, I mean, I knew, but I didn't know that Amber suffers from social anxiety. And so she gets really nervous and anxious around people. So they're in a restaurant and people are staring at her and it really freaks her out. And so they go in the car and ODB flips out on her and says that she acts different around cameras.
When the cameras are around.
Oh, but let me tell you something. Emma put him back in her place and said, look, honey, I've been doing this for years. These cameras have been following me for years and I don't change for no one. This is who I am. Later on that night, they go back to the hotel. The cameras go away, but he punches a wall.
I guess they get into it, and for some reason, his anger shoots through the roof. And Amber had to call the producers back in the room
to record, and we got to see the aftermath of him punching the hole punching the wall. But it's just ridiculous. Like, you're a grown man.
A grown old man.
Exactly.
Like in in her early 20s, like. I'm with Amber's brother. They do not need to get married. Amber, please, on the season finale, I hope you guys do not end up getting married. It's not good. It's not good. So
I'd rather her go back to Gary.
Yeah, and Gary's crazy. But it would be better than this situation. And lastly, the last girls, Caitlyn and Tyler, you know, she had her new baby.
Oh, but
Caitlyn is struggling. And struggling is a strong word because it's baby weight. But
she's struggling.
I believe she gained 60
That's
pounds when she was pregnant with Nova. She's 2 months post baby.
And homegirl only lost
20 pounds. And I think that's only as of recently. So she's really struggling trying to shed her baby weight. And let me tell you, Tyler is not helping the situation.
I love how Tyler is doing his best, but he does not have the right words.
No.
And so he says things to Caitlyn
about her weight
that can be a little offensive, but he believes he's doing a good job. So he'll say things like, "Hey, babe, did you go to the gym, or are you going to eat all of that?"
Yeah, he does say stuff
just
like
things like that. And I mean, especially for a woman who just had a baby, it can be a little like, okay, hold up.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, but he's really looking out for his wife. He really cares about her health and her well-being.
He needs to learn how to communicate it better because it comes off as in so many words. He might as well just say, "Babe, you're fat."
Yeah, or you don't look good because Caitlyn is like really not looking too good.
Yeah, she's not shedding the weight as she said. And then Caitlyn's father, his father's girlfriend, and the brother come to visit, and it's like Tyler and her, I guess, stepmom / girlfriend. I don't even know what you would call her, but her father's girlfriend. They tag team her about her weight at the dinner table in front of everyone, and I just felt so uncomfortable. And I think she plays it off well, but I could tell it's slowly breaking her.
She ate all that food on that plate. She had that steak. She ate all that daggone food, and I'm like, girl, eat.
So
eat, girl, eat. And then she goes to try her wedding dress that she
has had on hold for 2 years,
and of course she can't fit it.
Yes,
and
I think that was her wake up call. A little bit. I think she was kind of like, okay,
her
I gotta get this
call
under
should
control.
have been that she's diagnosed as a diabetic.
Yeah,
and she has to eat well, but. We're rooting for you, Caitlyn. Get it together, girl.
And Caitlyn, take Nova outside, go walk around the neighborhood or something.
But Tyler,
it's not just eating better. You got to exercise. And Tyler, you can help her.
He does. He tries.
Does he go to the gym with her?
He don't need to go to the gym. But Tyler is trying to encourage her. He doesn't have the right words.
He doesn't know how.
He doesn't know how. And so if he tell her to go out there and walk Nova around the stroller, Caitlyn might have a flip.
Caitlyn, we rooting for you, and I hope you lose this weight by the wedding. Please don't push the wedding back.
Not another to see the wedding.
Mom.
Maybe MTV do the wedding special.
Go ahead and marry that boy after you done fussed him out about having your wedding. Now you're concerned about
his
your weight.
Go ahead, girl.
So also on Monday. So next week is the season finale. We'll be tuned in. We're sad to see it go. Maybe they'll bring back.
It's a holiday Monday.
Probably not. Hopefully they'll bring back the other second set of Teen Mom.
Teen Mom 2.
So will it be Teen Mom 2 OG? But
with the reason I think it's OG is because they're the first ones.
Yeah. So it's like Kale and all that and Hobby. So we hope they can come back for one more season.
And our favorite girl, Janelle.
Man, Janelle crazy too. I miss her. And Barbara. Love Barbara. So.
Barbara need her own show.
No, she really do. I thought she would have got one by now. But also on Mondays, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay, first off, let me just say, this show is entirely too fake for my life. And the fact that I'm still watching it just makes me shake my head.
Yeah.
It's entirely too fake. But last week, the gist of the whole episode was Katie tying up Young Jock. Hilarious. Like, and Young Jock's so stupid. He's just stupid. Because at first he was enjoying it. Even after she showed him the video, he like, okay, maybe I can benefit from this.
Young Jock, PSA, get your hoes under control.
Yes.
Please.
Your hoes and your baby mamas, because they the same
all
people.
Crazy. Baby mama number 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? And Katie, get him under control.
And Katie ties him up and leaves him there. And then she was beating him with a belt. The first hit, Young Jock was like, oh, okay, yeah, I like this boo. And then she started whooping him, and he's like, oh, nah, like, this is not cool. But they are off the hook. But I'm sure Katie ain't going nowhere. If I'm correct.
She takes care of her man.
She takes care of her
She
man.
will let you know.
So that was very interesting, to say the least. But this week, Mama D's boyfriend,
Ernest, proposed.
takes her on a romantic dinner to J.R. Cricket's,
which is
any
a
of
chicken
our
spot.
Atlanta watchers, you know what J.R. Cricket's is.
It's nothing fancy
at all. It's a chicken joint, literally.
So, Ernest is trying to be unique, and he does a unique way of proposal. He drops the ring on a cherry in a drink.
A cocktail.
And so Mama D says, wait a minute, hold up.
I am
the queen. And you do not propose to me this way. She deserves way better. And I think Mama D does deserve better.
She definitely does.
She's came a long way. So this episode, Mama D gets her man back, okay? She gets back for Ernest, and she let her kids know that, you know, this is what it is. I take back what I said. I feel bad for what I did, because she initially got him locked up
for 7
years. And so she's trying to really make up for what she's done. So her first step is just getting her man back and starting fresh. Scrappy. He's okay with it. I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, yes, my mama got her man back, but he's open to the idea of them being engaged and possibly getting married. But Mama D is, I think, our first time actually getting introduced to her daughter. Is her name Jasmine?
I will be lying if I told you I know that.
Her daughter, and so her daughter's just definitely not feeling it. So
yeah, so we'll see next week that situation gets a little interesting. And apparently Ernest's mother doesn't even mess with Mama D like that.
Yeah, so I can't wait for this dinner.
That should be interesting.
It's gonna be an interesting dinner.
I hope Mama D and Ernest are still together. They look like they feel each other. They look like both crazy together.
I can't see nobody else for Mama D except for
nobody else but Ernest.
Like, they're like two peas in the pot. Perfect match. Got
them
together.
Ernest, sweet baby, it's a promise ring, not a promissory ring. Mama D said, what is this? He said, it's a promissory ring. It's a promise ring. We get what you were saying, but
promise ring, Ernest.
Promise ring, Ernest.
He might have got it mixed up with commissary. He been in jail a whole lot of stuff going on. But promise ring,
Ernest.
All right.
And lastly, on this episode, a couple things. We see Jocelyn and Margot, which is Nico's ex-wife. They get a little comfy over drinks, and Margot is spilling all the tea.
Which we already knew.
We already knew that was going to happen.
And we also had 2 celebrity guests.
Yes.
This week. Faith Evans came to visit Stevie J. while he was in rehab, and just to give him some encouragement. I actually like that whole scene.
Faith, I love your hair color, girl. That thing was fire.
And that new song we got, that's nice too. But Faith just basically used to work with him back when Biggie and Puffy was hot and on the scene, and basically just encouraging her. Like, you're talented, I want the best for you. So that would be awesome because we know that he's
So Mimi, y'all know she started this whole MF management
and Jazzy Faye works.
So she convinces Tiffany, I believe that's her name, the rapper chick, to, Mimi's like, let me just show you what I can do. And, if I can produce, then, produce what you want and, deliver on my promises, then we can sign, we'll sign whatever. She also makes the same promise to Jessica Dime. So, of course, in true Mimi fashion form, who don't think nothing out, she connects up with Jazzy Faye, gets some favors tossed around, and her, Jessica Dime, and Jazzy Faye are in the studio, and they're, talking business, talking music. Jazzy Faye's filling her out. Of course, Mimi scheduled the same time for Tiffany to come. So, of course, Tiffany and Jessica Dime bump heads like, nah, like, this supposed to be my, sit down, meet and greet, whatever you want to call it, with Jazzy Faye. So they bump heads a little bit, some curse words are thrown, and Tiffany says, you know what, I'm going to politely, I'm leaving. Like, Mimi, you can forget any opportunity of me possibly working with you.
Jessica Dime, he's turned up.
She turns up. Jazzy Faye basically says, like, you have disrespected my house, my studio, like, you need to chill. Of course, she doesn't, and then Jazzy Faye is kind of like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to do business with you. You can leave. Chucks her the deuces. And Mimi is sitting there looking stupid like this. You know what? This week's rest in peace moment goes to Mimi's dumb ass. Mimi!
Get it together.
Get it together.
What the heck are you going to run MF management and you can't even manage?
You can't even manage.
You made yourself look a fool in front of Jazzy Faye, who is known for making hit records, and you may have burned that bridge.
You definitely burned that bridge. Like, that's a wrap.
And Jessica Dime, please be honored and humbled that you're even in the environment of Jazzy Faye. Because boo-boo, nobody knows about you. Nobody knows your music. Nobody knows anything. Okay. So be happy that you're even in that position.
She should have just sat there and not said nothing and smiled.
Because she was a smart businesswoman. She's already established that connection before Tiffany walked in. So he was already feeling her. So if she would have kept that going, she don't know what would have been
straight. It would have been straight. So y'all both messed up. Mimi, you just said dumb. Yes. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
And lastly, also Jocelyn throws this whack party. I'm not sure what it was.
And we were introduced
to Prima Donna. I think that's her name. She does like race trainers or something. Not sure how she's really about to fit into the scenario, but Mona always doing something.
Take a seat.
But lastly, Rashida and Kirk get into it. They're building this new house, and Kirk's dumb ass again dips into Rashida's business money, her cosmetic line and her clothing line, and takes like a couple stacks. I think 30-something thousand to pour into this house, and that they're way over budget for. So you see them get into it, and I just feel like Kirk ain't never gonna learn. Like, never gonna learn. So this should be interesting. But the house looks nice. From the foundation, it looks pretty big. Because they have a ranch style house now. But that was their vibe. It's cute.
I think they were outgrowing it, but
they probably are. But that will give her more space, especially because Kirk don't want to give her her store. Yeah. She'll have more space to run her business out of. But it seems like she's really. I don't know. I don't have none of her stuff.
I never purchased any of her cosmetics. It would turn your lips.
But I went to her website for her clothes. Her shoes are going for like $200. I don't know if that's what they're worth, but I guess she's getting some type of check. Okay. But we'll see what happens on next week on Love and Hip Hop. Stalker, OMG.
Always amazing. I guess this week is Stalker.
Last week was good, but this week they are taking a direction. They are digging into the new detectives background. She's opening up a case on her ex-husband, and ex-husband is crazy.
But what I like about Stalker is that it will keep you on your feet until the very end. Like, you never know what's going to happen until the episode actually goes off. In this case, it was just so many twists and turns.
So many suspects.
So many suspects. And what I like about it is that the detectives in Stalker, all their lives are like effed up.
They all screwed up.
Like,
I mean that in like way.
I like that. It keeps the storyline going, but everybody has an issue that kind of relates back to what they're doing.
Their cases, definitely.
And so that keeps it interesting. But Stalker, just keep another season. Like,
I'm just glad to see it come back on.
Do we have to write CBS? Like, what do we have to do?
Somebody, please. We're going to start a petition.
A petition. I'm going to change our org, and I'm going to start a petition just to keep Stalker on. It's so good, and I learn a lot from it every time I watch it.
I'm trying to tell you, watch these shows, you might can save your life one day.
Yeah, I learned a lot. So any stalkers out there, if you coming for me, your girl is waiting.
We got you.
We got you.
It's going to be a fight.
It's going to be a big issue because I know how to handle myself.
Yeah, so I think we're coming up on the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Also, Beth and the new detective, I can't even think of his name.
Like
they're like kind of sort of dating, doing this whole cut buddy thing. Not really feeling it. So, but we do know the season's coming to an end soon. So, we'll see what direction he goes in next year.
And while it's on a break, I'll be writing.
Yes, CBS and all the producers there.
Please bring the
Keep it on. So, Tuesday. We are actually, like, our weeks are dwindling down, and it's a little freaky. But Tuesday, last week, was the season finale of Newswiz. Like I said, it was, I need to talk to whoever produces that show. Like I said, they need to go back in the original direction of having, like, newlyweds who've been married for the first time and are younger in their marriages. But I will say the season finale was really nice. All of the couples celebrated their 1-year anniversary. That one weird couple, they had their baby. It was a very tough birth, but she made it. And I did drop a tear a little bit. Because, it was like really reflecting the whole year, what everyone learned, and miscarriages, and buying houses, and moving, and fighting, and fertility issues. So it was a little shed of a tear moment. But I'm kind of glad it was over because it was slowing down my week. And I was like kind of barely into it. But needless to say, it was an interesting season, but I hope if it does come back, I don't think it will.
I'm sure it will.
That they really get some fresh, more interesting couples on there. Wednesday, we ain't watching nothing on Wednesday. Like, what y'all watching on Wednesday?
Let us know what you're watching on Wednesday, because my schedule is empty.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays, as of this week, we're like,
let us know.
We need something to do. Actually, you know what? Those are my binge watching days. Where we catch up on shows.
Well, okay. Because I think I told you I was started watching Prancing
Elite. Yes.
And
have you? See?
I'll watch it though. I'll let you know.
Y'all hold her to it. She promised y'all she was going to watch it. Because I
want to give an opinion.
Yes.
So, alright. I'll do that on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
But let me tell you about Thursdays. That is and was full. And now it's full again.
But it's like we got 2 shows off.
Yes, we do. So, Scandal last week was the season finale. We have gotten some mixed reviews. I didn't care for it much.
I didn't care for the ending.
Shonda typically leaves us with a cliffhanger. And I feel
like
this time she was like, nah.
I don't ever question Shonda's decisions anymore.
I don't either, but it just was
She does things for a reason, and I don't know why she left us hanging. Like, it wasn't even a hanging because it was like a happily ever after. Well, at the end, we see that during this episode, the president Fitz, he fires Cyrus, and he kicks Melly out the White House. I mean, he finds out that Melly was low key doing business with Papa Pope, and she kind of was in charge of, well, she didn't know, but she kind of was the reason that the 12 jurors got killed. And actually, Hulk, we found out that Hulk killed the 12 jurors because
the 12 jurors that were on the B613 court case trial, which ends up getting dropped, of course, because they all were murdered.
So we see they get killed, and we find out that Hulk did it, but Hulk felt like he had to do it because Papa Pope kind of like forced his hand to it. So we see that happen, and then we see Melly. Fitz kicked Melly out the White House and tell her to pack her bag.
So dramatic.
Like, who gets kicked out the White House?
Who kicks the first lady out the White House?
So he does that, and then he goes to visit Olivia. Well, we also see that Jake dismisses himself. I don't know where he's going, but he made it seem like he's going somewhere.
He kind of
he's not going to
wash his hands with Olivia though. He's like his thing was he was getting played from both sides. The president wanted him to watch Olivia. That was originally why he was brought in.
Yeah. And
then Papa Pope wanted him to watch Olivia at the same time, and then he kind of ended up falling in love with her. So it was very conflicting for him from doing his job, falling in love with one boss's daughter and the other boss's fling or side chick affair, whatever you want to call it. It just was a lot for him. So he takes a step back.
And then towards the end, we see Olivia and Fitz kissing.
Kind of get back together, like
in the White House. So my question is, are they back together? Is Olivia taking the title of the new first lady?
Because technically Melly's going to be the senator of Virginia, so I mean she doesn't
need.
I mean she'll always be the first lady, but if they were to get a divorce, I mean.
It's so confusing. Like, well, I guess that's how Shawty left us hanging because we don't know what's going to happen. But
everybody's fired.
Everybody's fired.
People
and I know one thing: you do not burn bridges with Cyrus because I think this is a bad idea.
He should not have fired
Cyrus. Because Cyrus has all the dirt, all the juice. He created the dirt.
He actually did.
And so I don't think he has an issue with putting it out in the world. So
we also see Papa Pope gets locked up because they're not able to lock him up for the whole B613 scandal, but they do have all the B613 funds that they end up wiring to Papa Pope's account, and they actually lock him up for like fraud from stealing money from the Smithsonian. So that was very creative on Olivia Pope and Huck.
But I don't put nothing past him. Papa Pope can still.
He's definitely getting out of jail.
You don't like Papa Pope. It's probably police officers in jail who work for B613. So
Papa Pope is getting out of jail.
That was nothing to me. But Shonda, we your girls, but yeah, you had us a little off.
I mean, it was nice, but it just.
I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna question your judgment. I know you're excellent at what you do. So give us something.
But you gotta come back hard, because Grey's Anatomy is gonna be great. How I Get Away with Murder is going to be awesome, because that you did leave us with a cliffhanger on. Remember, the white girl dies, and the guy who killed. Oh my God, I'll have to remind her. It was a super cliffhanger. And then she has a new show, I think it's called Catch. I don't know, I just Googled it. But she has a new show coming out this fall, too. So Shonda's going to be dominating.
She's
ABC.
winning.
Go, Shonda. Throw me 10% of what you're getting, because I know it's a lot.
Throw me 1%.
American Crime this week was so freaking amazing. Sorry, last week, the season finale.
I gotta hear this.
It's going, I can tell you in like 5 sentences. Russ, the father of the guy who was murdered in the very beginning of the season, the white guy, the soldier. Carter gets out of jail. Russ shoots Carter.
The black guy?
Yes. Russ shoots Carter in the head. Then he shoots himself. Then Aubrey finds out that Carter is dead and she kills herself.
What?
In the story.
Is the season over?
Yes.
But I'm saying, is it going to be a second season?
Here's the thing. What I think they're going to do.
They have to get out. That
I think each season is going to be a different story, which I think is actually genius.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole season you're taking through this one scenario of one crime and how it's connected to all these different people.
Makes sense.
And then you get this big season finale where it's a conclusion of how it all settles down. And in this situation, everyone killed each other and killed themselves.
What?
And so I think next season will be a whole nother like.
What, Erica? So what is the Hispanic family doing?
So he decides to move. because the little boy, he's doing better in school, but because he has a reputation, his teachers are giving him a hard time. Because people are saying stuff to him, but he's standing his ground and he's not doing anything, but the teachers are just thinking like it's drawing too much attention for the students to focus. So he decides to buy a new shop, like a car shop. Him and Tony are going to renovate it, and they're moving to, I forget where, but then moving to another part of California just to get a fresh start. Right. And then the daughter decides that she's going to stay with the uncle and aunt, because that's her life. It was really nice, and their relationship gets better, and that's pretty much it. The other Spanish guy, he ends up getting off totally. He gets a new job, and he's back with his girlfriend and his daughter, so that was sweet. But yeah, literally, Russ comes, and Russ is on the phone. She comes around. She's not even racist anymore because that's
can't not be racist anymore.
Well, I won't say that, but it totally, they switched roles because originally the mom was the one that like, no, like my son murdered, my son is dead. He needs to be dead too. Death penalty, all this other stuff. But once Carter gets off because Aubrey admitted that she did the crime, she's like, you know what? I just gotta wash my hands with it. The court system did what they was gonna do. I have to reboot my life.
Right.
And so Russ goes to see her because he now he's upset. And he's like, no, justice needs to be served. And he tries to convince her like, come on, let's fight this fight. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm good. So he snaps, goes against her gun, pops Carter, pops himself in front of the officers. Like he popped Carter.
In front of police officers?
He popped him in front of a couple. They were outside walking. And Carter's on the phone with Aubrey because she's in a facility. She's not in jail. So he can call her. And he's waiting to get patched through to her. He walks up, pop, shoots him, walks across the street and sits down, waits for the cops to come. The cops surround him. Boom, he shoots himself. And then Aubrey's like, whoever runs the facility, they come and see her. And they're like, yeah, Carter got hurt. And she's like, is he okay? And they're like, he didn't make it. So she slits her wrist and bleeds out. And they all die.
What?
Crazy ending. It was so crazy. But it was good. So I'm excited. I mean, I really, really like the concept of it. Wow. And I think next season should be interesting. But yeah, I really liked how that ended. Lip sync battle this week was cool. Salt and Pepper were on it.
I gotta watch it.
It was cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. Their performances were like good, but it wasn't like interesting. Like some of the other performances were like hilarious, but I wasn't as engaged.
What? I gotta watch
it. It was cool.
Everybody's
shout out Salt and Pepper. Like, I mean, they were nice, but man, I don't think I like their song selection. It just, I don't know. I like seeing people who aren't typically
artists.
Yeah, but sort of. I don't know. But that was lip sync battle. I'm sorry, I don't have much for y'all this week. Last week was the Mary Mary finale. And WeTV, y'all gotta get better with y'all's season finale. Cause they didn't call it a season finale. They just kind of ended.
Yeah. So in this season, we see that Erica Campbell was nominated for not one, but two Grammys, which is an excellent thing for a new artist, a single artist. So she won a Grammy for her song Little More Jesus, or Help, I'm not sure which one, but the album, she won a Grammy for it. So it was really good for her. We also see this season that Tina Campbell announced that she wants to do a one woman show. And in this show, she was going to read excerpts from her book, and she was going to sing some of the songs. However, right before the show, Tina has like this major breakdown,
meets Jesus at the altar moment,
and then we actually see her speaking in tongues. She's shouting, she's praying, she's singing. It's a lot going on. She's crying, and it kind of, you wasn't really like know what was going on or into like Christianity. You would think she was losing her mind. But she was actually speaking with Jesus. Okay,
she had a long
talk with.
It was actually kind of powerful if you get it, but
and she was actually singing. She was just really, I think, nervous, overwhelmed. There was a lot going on in her life, and she is at a point now where she's actually able to give her testimony, and she's able to do it proudly. So at her one woman show, wasn't a lot of people there, but
that's because Tina. Let me tell you something. You could have done better. You did not have to rush that show. I think you would have been able to pack that place out, but you rushed it in a couple weeks, and I don't think you was able to reach as many people as you should have been. However,
music is phenomenal.
Freaking nominal.
Oh my goodness.
But I saw it's on iTunes now, so we are definitely going to check it out. But don't be rushing your stuff, girl.
You are talented, and you have a testimony and a story to tell, so give the people what they want.
Give them what they want.
Alright, so it was really good. I liked it. Google announced and introduced her. She kind of shared a couple of tears. It was really emotional. Nice. We see Mitch is gone.
He's out the picture for now.
Tina is one of the producers. But anyway, Tina kind of fired Mitch, so.
And that's how it ended. Yeah. Like, no summary or anything.
Oh, no, it did end that Warren had a meeting with Sony. And Sony is trying to actually put a Force or a Mary album. So Warren had a meeting at the end of the episode with Tina and Erica, and was like, Sony wants a Mary album. And Tina says no. So, just like that.
I think next season we will get into the grit of
if they work this out or not. Let me tell y'all. Mary's at the top of their career right now. It's the hottest they ever been in their years, I think. They're going to do a Mary album. I think they both are doing what they want. They're going to come back. And you know what I think, Erica? They're going to have a bomb A tour. And they're going to go around the country. But you know what? And they're going to capitalize on all this popularity they got right now.
If I was... And I don't know, because I don't know if this is an option. But Mary, what y'all should do, if Sony want this album so bad, y'all should just put out a greatest hits album. Y'all been out for years. That way, it's not like y'all have to create a whole album of new songs. But maybe do a greatest hits album and then put 2 new tracks on it. I'm just saying, they don't have time to do a whole Mary album.
Listen. They are, like I told you, like Kevin Hart is capitalizing on his fame right now and doing everything that he can. Mary can do the same thing. And I think this is a good opportunity for them to get a Mary album together, promote it, but they can't sell out arenas.
They would have to wait. Tina's album just came out. Her album would get lost in the promotion of a Mary album.
That's 2016.
That would be ideal. That would be
2016. I think a Mary album should be released.
Do it. We'll see.
I'm going to the concert and I'm gonna buy a CD. Just imagine you got both of them in one place. They're singing their individual music and together and old school stuff. Yeah, I'll be there.
That'd be a long concert. They got a lot of songs. But that's how it ended, so we'll see. I definitely think they're gonna get another season, because I think they still have some stories to tell. And lastly, on Thursdays, our girls are back. Braxton Family Values came on this week.
Hilarious.
Off break.
That girl Tamar had me dying from the beginning.
Tamar's is still crazy. It doesn't seem as a lot of drama coming from her side yet, I will say.
That she wouldn't bring it.
So that was good. This actual episode was really surrounded a lot around Tracy.
I think the whole season is going to be involved around
Trina. But Tracy also had some stuff going on in this first episode. So, they're kind of doing a soft introduction to see like what the girls have been up to since the last season. And the biggest thing is Trina now is officially wholeheartedly going through this divorce with Gabe. Gabe has apparently showed his ass once again, and she's done.
So the question is, let us know, what did you think Gabe did? What has Gabe done? Because Trina has not told us what Gabe has done. She's been really limited on the information that she gives. So she doesn't tell a lot of things. We just know that we're going through a divorce and that it's worse than what everyone thinks it is. And she let us know that a couple of times that it's not, like, when you find out what he did, you're going to go ballistic. And you're going to go crazy.
It's like she's almost hinting to, like, one specific thing that really put her over the edge.
Yeah, it's one
because she just keeps hiding it. She will say, like, you know, we haven't been working out for years, or this wasn't working out, this working out. But there's one certain thing that has pushed her over the edge that she is not.
And you can tell with Trina, she's really one of the more happier sisters. One that's joking and things like that, and try to stay on the lighter side of things. But this is one episode we noticed that Trina gained a lot of weight. In her face, you can see her chin area, neck area. She
has chopped her hair off.
She's cut her hair off. And like the girl said that when she goes through stuff, she does cut her hair. And she does not look happy
at all.
Like, she looks like she's going through something in the episode. So, we're praying for you, Trina. And
Tracy is hilarious.
Like always.
You see her, you know, getting her radio show off the ground. But the biggest part for Tracy this episode is her son, Kevin Jr. Kevin Jr. apparently is like over the hills, agape in love with his girlfriend, Olivia.
And let's not forget he's 19 years old.
Yes. And he has decided not to go to college per Tamar's advice of taking a year off. And Tracy's just a little worried that he's caught up into this young love relationship where he's not going to end up going to college. He's not going to do anything because he's just investing all his time into this girlfriend.
Let's not forget that he already asked Olivia's father
for her hand
in
marriage. And the episode goes off with, I guess, what we get a hint that he has proposed to Olivia. And Tracy even asks, is she pregnant? And of course they edit this thing perfectly because Kevin Jr. doesn't answer. He just gives that stuck look.
Like he always gives.
I can't wait to find out if this girl's pregnant. If he actually proposed and what Trina gonna have to say.
I don't think she's pregnant.
Kevin Jr.
love. Young puppy love.
I'm with Tamar. You can't just marry the first piece of booty that come into your life.
Oh. I mean, back in the day, it worked.
It is 2015, not 1961.
That is very true.
So, I'm all for it, but, you know, I do, and this is something we always talk about, but I just think, I want him, I always believe, I don't care, you can get married at any age if you really love each other, but I do also believe that in some form or fashion, both people have to be some type of stable or just grounded or something, and he's 19, that's very young. And he's decided not to go to college. So, like, all that's great and fine. You can be an entrepreneur, but all that is an investment of time. Yeah. So, you know, can you really carry a marriage while trying to be an entrepreneur at 19? So, it's a lot, but it was very interesting, and it should be interesting.
I'm excited
to see. But that was our shows for the week. What a freaking long week.
We got a lot for you because we missed out on last week.
Yeah, we're never doing that again. I'm tired. Are y'all tired of hearing me talk? So,
I hope you enjoyed. Because I had a wonderful week. So I hope you enjoyed everything.
It was a good week, 2 weeks. Hilarious episodes, to say the least.
And so we are preparing for next week, and we will have something with you.
Yes, and we have some shows coming up. Marriage Boot Camp. I'm such a lover of that show. I think it's hilarious. That comes on next week.
Tammy will be on there.
Tammy's on there. Aubrey from Not Day 26. Danny Kane.
And the
Kendra. And
Lord, I don't want her to go away.
That crazy situation. So that should be interesting.
Power's coming.
Power comes on in June.
I believe June 6th.
Something like that, beginning of June. So I think they released a trailer for it today, unless I'm late and I just saw it. I'm gonna show it to you. I saw it on Ball Alert on Instagram. And then you guys comment and let us know. We're on the fence if we're gonna watch Cutting It in the ATL. I think it premiered this week. I heard some things on the radio that were kind of interesting, so it kind of got my ears on buzz.
Let me know. Let us know if you wanna. If you're watching,
is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Because I can't.
Because our Tuesdays and Wednesdays are open, so let us know.
But it comes on Thursdays, I think.
I can DVR.
I can't. Well, you could do that. So, I think that's it. All we have for you is subscribe to our channel, leave your comments, leave your questions, and I believe we shall check you next Friday. That was your girl E.